Well, good evening. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, November the 21st. It is the week of Thanksgiving. What an awesome day. And I am just so thankful for each and every one of you who has been a staple in my journey and been such a really honest and loving and beautiful supporter. This is my third video in my series. I'm going to answer some questions tonight, some frequently asked questions that I get about my lipedema journey, as well as my procedures that I had. So I have a few questions that I'm going to address tonight, and I thought that I'd share them with you in case you had those same questions. So just to catch up, if you've never seen my content before, my name is Crystal. I was diagnosed about a year and a half ago with stage 3, type 3 and 4 lipedema. And lipedema is a connective tissue disorder where your fat is swollen and it gets inflamed and it gets pretty hard, nodular to the tissue. And those fat cells are diseased. And the only medical intervention for it is lymphatic sparing liposuction or lipedema removal. You cannot lose lipedema fat through normal diet and exercise, so it needs to be physically removed. I'm a firm believer, as well as many of you know that do follow me, that you can most certainly lose regular fat with this disorder. Visceral fat as well as subcutaneous fat is going to be important to lose, especially if you're on a journey like I am, which was the journey for truth. So within the past year and a half, I was successfully able to get treatment for my lipedema. I went through 5 different surgeries to have as much diseased tissue removed. That accounted for about 40 pounds of my weight loss. And then total, I've lost 160 pounds since July of 2022. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and I'm training for a half Ironman now. And so I'm just blessed. Anyways, I know that you have a lot of questions. I'm going to address some of those questions right now. And if you have any other questions for me, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and I'll try to address them in another video. So I have a question from a gal that was asking about my inner thigh surgery. She says, after the inner thigh surgery, did it leave a little creepy skin on your thighs? Does it go away? I know that we have an age difference, but how did your skin react? Well, yes, I have saggy skin. I have wrinkly skin. For me, going into my procedures, my entire intent for these procedures was my mobility, my function of my body. I was the least concerned with the aesthetic parts of it. I figured if I had any kind of wrinkly skin, sagging skin, that I was going to just do what I could to build that area with muscle. And then I do a lot of fasting as well, which helps to eliminate some of those bad fat cells during the autophagy phase. So for me personally, it doesn't bother me that I have a little saggy skin, and it's gotten better. So the more weight that I lost, the more obviously saggy that it got. It is not terrible by any means, but yeah, I've got, some wrinkly skin. But I always say, I'm blessed and I'm honored to have this body. I am so grateful. And by the way, the entire body sags. So be it, right? So yes, it does sag the inner thighs. I mean, my thighs were gigantic. I had a significant amount of lipedema removal from there. And with the weight loss came sag. Some people may think that they would recommend a thigh lift or a knee lift. I'm not interested in that. I'm just going to continue going to the gym. There's no medical reason to have any sort of other procedures. So that's my take on that question. Another question is, in your opinion, which surgery was the most difficult? So I had 5 surgeries. My very first surgery for lipedema was on my arms. My arms were about 30 pounds a piece. They were huge, if you've seen my pictures. That was my first surgery. My second surgery was my hips, thighs, and buttocks, which was one of my favorite surgeries because it took so much of the diseased tissue off of my back, and a lot of the times it was hard for me to squat down or even just like move in general. So that was my second surgery. My third surgery was my inner thighs. Fourth was the calves. And then the final surgery was my abdomen. The most difficult one I would probably say was my calves, just because of how tender my calves were and pulling on the compression. So the tenderness from the calf one was the most tender, and I would say most difficult. Did you exercise while going through the surgeries? If so, what did you do? I started water walking at the pool. Swimming is phenomenal. Swimming is phenomenal on so many aspects. Number one, it is going to help your lymphatic system move the toxins throughout your body. And it's literally like a lymphatic massage. I love swimming. I was a huge swimmer, especially before I had lost a lot of weight. I'm still a swimmer now. I absolutely love it. I did circuit training. I did weights, circuit training, HIIT training, which is high interval training, which means that you're gonna like say run for a minute, rest for a minute, run for a minute, rest for a minute. So you're constantly getting your heart rate up, getting your heart rate down, and then cycling through that. I had a personal trainer that helped me do a lot of things. And, you know, I had a personal trainer because I did that for accountability. I went to a lot of group classes. I did a lot of weight training, upper and lower body, spin classes. I did yoga. All exercise is good exercise, especially for lipedema. Rebounding, as well as trampoline and vibration plates, are phenomenal for moving your lymphatic fluid. So that's a really good one. Did the weight start coming off soon after the surgeries, or did it happen after the later stages? I remember that you were saying that your arms were the first surgery. Yes, my arms were the first surgery. So when I got diagnosed by Dr. Wright in July of 2022, I weighed 312 pounds. He gave me a lot of the information. I had already had a lot of information because I went to school for nutrition a few years prior. So the few things that he gave me that I took back, and I did my research, and I started fasting by reading the book, The Obesity Code by Dr. Fung. I incorporated that. I took out dairy from my diet, except for kefir and yogurt and red meat, as well as added sodium. Too much sodium can really cause your body not to release the fluids. So those are the biggest things that I did. And I was 30 pounds down by the time I came back to see Dr. Wright for my very first surgery, which was the beginning of September. Now, by the last surgery in February, within 7 months, I had lost 130 pounds. And that was strictly through my fasting regimen, as well as my nutrition. I did exercise throughout all of my surgeries, and I was very successful. But the biggest key that I can say is, with lipedema, I cannot stress enough that your nutrition is so important. We have to eat for this condition. We cannot feed the lipedema, and certain foods are going to feed the lipedema, okay? And especially, you know, the things that I eat whole grains. I eat all fruits. I eat all vegetables. I eat beans and nuts and avocados, salmon. You know, I do limit my animal protein. I don't have more than 4 to 6 servings of animal protein a week. And I always buy organic. Organic because there's a lot of pesticides. And if pesticides and there's certain chemicals that are being put on our fruits and vegetables to kill the bugs, what do you think that they're doing to the inside of our body? That's why I buy organic. And that's why I think it's a lot healthier to buy organic. And especially if you're going to eat animal products, make sure they're organic. Cutting out red meat and dairy was a game changer for me. I just recently am about to complete a degree that is an extended degree off of my nutritional degree from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and it's in specialty in hormones. And one of the things that I linked to my lipedema and estrogen was the fact that cows are given growth hormones, even if they are said to be grass-fed and organic. They can be given growth hormones, which transfer onto us as human beings. And the biggest thing for women is our estrogen. Lipedema is a fat disorder, and it is also known as a hormonal condition. It is said to present itself during puberty, menopause, as well as childbirth. And estrogen in the female body, one of the biggest things that it does is it controls fat metabolism, storage, and distribution. So if we are feeding our bodies those things that stimulate those estrogen receptors or mimic estrogen, soy is another big one, then we are feeding our lipedema. And, you know, I'm a firm believer that I don't want to feed that. I unbeknownstly fed that for years, and especially if you've gone through a lipedema surgery, you know, I wouldn't want to go through another one of those surgeries. I was very blessed. I was so grateful that I found somebody like Dr. Wright that was able to help me heal my lipedema and help me manage my lipedema going forward. This will never cure my lipedema. The surgeries don't cure it. The lymphedema is always going to be there. I always manage that on a daily basis. But I was given the opportunity, and I was given the ability and the knowledge to step into the place that I am now. And every single day I work at it, and I just really honor my body, and I treat it well through nutrition. And in return, it has rewarded me for that. Those are the specific questions that I wanted to address. I didn't want to make this too super long, but this is my third series, or third video in my series, and I just want to tell you that I am so thankful for all of the people along my journey. You know, I think that sometimes people think that life is a solo sport, and it's not. It's not. It takes a gang. And I am so thankful that I found my gang and my tribe. You know, my friend Betsy at Anytime Fitness, and I just got a running coach at CoreFit. You know, I have my manual lymph drainage, you know, massage therapists. I have my medical massage therapist, Chris and Misty. And I am just so grateful for that. I just recently started going to a chiropractor to make sure my body's appropriately positioned for where it should be. And that's been a game changer as well too. So I'm so going to tell you right now that I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask me and tell me that they didn't think that my results were something that they could obtain, because my results were astronomically different than a lot of other people, or that my lipedema is different. My lipedema is not different. My lipedema is lipedema. I mean, fat is fat, okay? And I know that for a fact, if you want to be on a path of healing and you want to control your lipedema or lymphedema, you can. You absolutely can. You know, it's not that every body is different. Lipedema is lipedema, right? Our bodies are our bodies. Everybody just thinks differently, and that's okay. But you know, I just want you to understand that you can be successful at whatever you want, whether it's a weight loss journey, whether it's a lipedema removal surgery journey, or whatever. You can do it. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to comment. You're welcome to inbox me. I'm happy to answer those. I am not a paid sponsor. I am not a content creator. I just give back because I feel so thankful and so blessed that I was rewarded with the answers. And I know that my journey will help others. I love you all. I hope you have the best Thanksgiving ever. I know I'm going to enjoy some turkey. Bye.